So, good afternoon, members. Meanwhile, our biology teacher says he has no power at his place, but I've prepared something we are going to go through together. So we are going to start. We are going to discuss some questions of biology. I need us to be very active in this. So here is the question. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, what can you see? Who can read for us the question? Who can read the question? Any person ready to read the question?
Study the diagram below of flower
If
of a plant
okay,
and answer the questions that follow.
mm.
Name the parts labeled A, B, and C.
So all of
Suggest
us we can see. Continue.
the agent of pollination for the flower.
Okay, but let's first answer together these parts. We have seen flowers since primary, and I'm sure you have looked at this. Is it?
Yes.
Isn't it? Yes. So let's have a discussion on this question. I'm sure this question we should be able to make it better. Okay? Part A could be what? Suggestions? Part A of the flower. So members, I'm sure we all came with our notebooks. Let's note down this question. Let's first note it down. So after noting it down, then we can answer questions together. Let's write it down. So write down the question, draw that diagram, and then we proceed. Sharon, your hand is up.
Are those answers?
Where are the answers?
Like part A.
Yeah, we want to name this flower, the parts that are labeled part A, part B, and part C. But I was requesting, let's first note down the questions, and then we answer together after you have copied down the question and you have discussed. Is that okay?
Yes.
How many minutes should we use to answer this? How many minutes can we take to copy down and then to come up with answers?
Minutes.
Okay, 3 minutes. Let's copy down up to part B. Let me reduce and reach to part C as well. Oh, my words are small. So if you can see them, copy down the questions, then we come with solutions shortly. Okay. Colleagues, are we done? Can we discuss? Yes.
Um,
Members, are we done? Can we start the discussion? Who is leading it?
yes.
Yeah, who is going to lead us? Raise up your hand and tell us these elements, part A, part B, part C. Raise up your hand. Raise up your hand. Who is going first? Yes, Sharon, take it on. Part A. Sharon, speak.
Part A,
Yes.
I think it's the lemma or palea.
Come again.
Lemma
Lemma.
or palea. Yes.
Members, do we agree? Members, do we agree?
No.
I think part A is what? Part A? Sharat? Part A? I think part A is stigma, right? What about part B? Part B? Yes, part B is better. Could you spell it? Okay.
PETAF.
Part C,
Answer.
spell it.
ANR.
HR.
Come again.
ANTHER.
Okay, thank you. Those who have contributed. Let's go to part B. Part B is asking us to state the agent of pollination for the flower. What is the agent? Agent for this? What did you come up with? It's a B?
Yes.
Another one?
It's a B.
Sure.
When you go. Yes.
Here we normally consider wind as the agent. Yes, I see.
Okay.
Najinda, is that your answer?
Yes, wind.
Yes, that is wind. Then part C.
It's wind.
Part C is asking to state the adaptations of the flower for the agent of pollination mentioned in B. So we need to see the adaptations for wind as the agent of pollination for the flower. You raise up your hand and give your answer.
Is this you can now?
Raise up your hand. Yes, Hope. Hope.
The flower produces light pollen grains, which can easily be carried by that agent, which is wind.
Yes, yeah, that point is correct. Another one, raise up your hand.
Great.
Yes, raise up your hand and speak the adaptations. So one of them, we are saying that, first of all, it has long filaments, which allow the anthers to hang freely or outside and shake with the slightest wind to release the pollen grains. So when you look at the flower, I see Sharon's hand is up. Let me put the point number 1 here.
Teacher,
Yes.
is that a spikelet or bougainvillea flower?
Come again. We can't hear you well.
Is that a spikelet or a bougainvillea flower?
Your network is not clear. Hope, have you heard him? I mean, sorry, have you heard her?
No.
Is that a spikelet?
Yes, it is.
Which allow answers.
So that is one of So this point is supposed to be here.
Which allow others to.
Yes, that's the point. Can you read it?
No,
It is there in red.
it's the letters are too small.
The letters are too small.
Yeah.
Okay, let me expand it. You write it, then after we delete it.
Okay.
How is that one?
The filament which at least.
Okay. So we are saying that one of the adaptations that it has long filaments which allow the answers to hang freely outside and shake with the slightest wind to release the pollen grains. And so wind will help in pollination.
Wind to release the pollen grains. Wind to release pollen grains.
Slightest with the slightest wind to release the pollen grains.
To release pollen grains.
Slightest, yeah. Slightest wind to release the pollen grains.
Continue. Has a long and feathery stigma to trap pollen grains in the air.
Yes, so again, we are saying another adaptation has a long and feathery stigma to trap pollen grain in the air. Do you understand by that adaptation?
No.
It has a long, actually, we need to separate this word. It has a long, not a long, but a, then long, and feathery. So meaning that when you look at the stigma, first copy that and then I scroll up.
We are done.
You done?
Yeah.
All of us are done?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So look at part A. So when you look at part A, first of all, we are looking at this flower. These ones are freely. They are now flapping out. So as they do that, they can easily be trapped by wind as the agents of pollination. So, and then we are looking at these. They are hairy and thus can easily trap. That's that. So you see, they are long, feathery, so the stigma can easily trap the pollen grains. Okay, can we go to part C? We had not noted it down. We can note it down. I mean part D. Let's note down part D.
You state the condition.
Can you see part D?
Yes. State the conditions that promote cross-pollination in flowers.
To the conditions that promote Pollination. Sir, continue. We are done.
Yes, I need answers from you. Those conditions, you can raise up your hand and we give suggestions.
Okay.
Yes, Shania. Shania,
When a flower is unisex,
come again. Come again.
when a flower is unisexual, when a flower is unisexual,
Members, have you had the point where?
No, we have not.
when a flower is unisexual,
When the flower is in section.
Okay, another person? That point is noted. Innocent?
The anthers are slightly above the stigma.
Yes,
the-
that's the stigma is above the answer heads.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Shania, you have another point? So one of the points we are saying that, let me write it here, among the conditions. That is one of the points. Another one? Stigmas are above the answer heads. Yes, another point. Raise up your hand. Raise up your hand. Okay, then who can explain this point? Who can explain that point? Yes, who can explain for us that point? Yes. Who can explain that point? Who is ready to take us through that point?
So starting it, like it's a situation where the pollen grains from the anthers of that particular plant cannot fertilize the ovules of the flowers on the same plant.
Innocent, are you able to clap hands for her? If we get it very well. Okay, they have clapped hands for you. That was a good answer. More to that, we have that. When does stigma mature before the answers? Is that right?
When the
stigmas mature before the answers? That one can also promote cross-pollination in flowers. Someone else who has a different answer? Also, we can as well say that, let me put this point here. This point is also right.
when health and stigmas mature.
That's also another point.
Yeah, but then
No. Members
Baba?
mute. Members mute. Members, let's mute. Let's mute. And lastly here, we can have this point. Can you see the points? When the female and male flowers born on different plants, all those can promote cross-pollination in flowers. So I'm going to play a small video, pollination and fertilization. We can watch it, and then later we can share some lessons from that video. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Let me share my screen. I'm going to share my screen shortly. I'm preparing the video shortly. Yes, I see Shania's hand is up. You have a question? Shania? Innocent, your hand is up. Then in the chat, I can see Bonita was responding to, was it part B, fair stigma? Okay, so the video is here. Let me display, then we can share lessons from it later. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Pollination. Pollination is commonly defined as the process of pollen transfer from anther to stigma of a flower. Pollen grains are formed in the pollen sacs, which are completely enclosed by multi-layered anther ball. Therefore, the first obvious requisite for pollination is the opening of anther sac to release the pollen grains, anther dehiscence. Depending on the source of pollen, pollination can be divided into two types. 1. Self-pollination, autogamy. 2. Cross-pollination, allogamy. Self-pollination, autogamy. Transfer of pollen grains from the anthers to the stigma of the same flower is called as self-pollination. Cross-pollination, allogamy. Cross-pollination is further classified depending on whether the pollination has occurred between two flowers of the same part, geitonogamy, or between two flowers of different plants, xenogamy. From a geneticist's point of view, geitonogamy is similar to self-pollination because all the flowers of a plant are normally genetically identical. Cross-pollination makes sense only when two different plants, either of the same species or different species, are involved in this process. Pollination ecologists plead that since geitonogamy and xenogamy both require similar ecological fathers for pollen transference, they should be considered under one category. Self-pollination is possible only if those plants which bear bisexual flowers that achieve anther dihiscence and receptivity of stigma simultaneously. The majority of angiosperms bear chasmogamous flowers, which mean the flowers expose their mature anthers and stigma to the pollinating agents. This may be brought by opening the flower, or the organs may protrude from a closed flower in such a manner as to expose themselves to the same agents. Another group of plants have seeds. They do not expose the sex organs. Such flowers are called cleistogamous, and the phenomenon is termed as kleistogamy, which may be inherent or ecological, induced by severe environmental conditions. Commonalia bengalensis bears two types of flowers. A. Aerial flowers, which are brightly colored, blue or violet, chasmogamous, and insect pollinated. B. Underground flowers, which are dull and cleistogamous flowers borne on the subterranean plants of the rhizome. Under certain environmental conditions, the plants which commonly form chasmogamous flowers start providing cleistogamous flowers. Inside the ovary, it consists of ovules, and each ovule has an egg cell which is a female gamete. The pollen that is produced by pollen grain transfers from stamen to stigma. It moves through the style and reaches the ovary. The male germ cell or male gamete produced by pollen grain fuses with the female gamete that is present in the ovule. This is called as fertilization. Double fertilization. S.G. Navashin, 1898, was the first to show that both the sperms released by a pollen tube are involved in fertilization. They fertilize two different components of the embryo sac. The phenomenon is unique to angiosperms and is called double fertilization. The nucleus of one of the sperms fuses with the egg nucleus, thus completing syngamy. This results in the formation of a diploid cell, the zygote. The other male gamete moves towards the two polar nuclei located in the central cell and fuses with them to produce triploid endosperm nucleus. As this involves the fusion of three haploid nuclei, it is termed as triple fusion. Since two types of fusion, syngamy and triple fusion, takes place in an embryo sac, the phenomenon is termed double fertilization, an event unique to flowering plants. The central cell after triple fusion becomes the primary endosperm cell, PEC, develops into endosperm, while the zygote develops into an embryo.
Okay. The video you have learned all about pollination and fertilization. Joylene, how was the video? Joylene?
Yeah.
Unmute and speak. Your network is not clear. Sharon?
It was kind of confusing.
Yes. Describe where were you confused?
Like when they started using those hard biology terms.
Okay, okay. And let me get a comment from Kagwa. Kagwa? Okay, so I will continue to share the video in the group, continue to watch it and understand more about pollination and fertilization. I will also post the question we have conducted today and its answers in the group. Let's meet in other lessons tomorrow. Have a good day. So thank you for your active participation and paying attention.
Excuse me.
Yes, come again.